node going through to the sharpen. We've got our lens distortion, which is switched off, and then we start to get into our 3D scene. So I'm just going to separate these a little bit, pull them away. I'll just pull them over to the side here, and holding control I can put a bit of an elbow here just to keep things tidy. It's very important that you keep your node graph tidy, and I'll just leave the viewer over here. Now at the moment I'm still looking at my camera tracker, but you'll see here that as a result of clicking create scene that we have a camera, we have a scene, and we have a camera track point cloud, which is, we can't really see at the moment, but if I go into a 3D view and slide out, you can see that we have a camera track point cloud. And now that camera track point cloud is not to be confused with the point cloud that we're here to create, which is a totally different process, although heavily related. Now what I want to do before I do the camera track, I might just click on scene so we can see all of the detail there. Before I create our geometry point cloud, I want to really straighten my scene up and get it oriented correctly. You can see here that as a result of a standard camera track, it tends to put the camera on the horizontal facing one direction, and then it makes our scene slightly askew. And what we want to do is try to get that as oriented as close to what the camera actually looks like in reality as possible. So I'd like to use my left view, and if you double click on the camera tracker, jump into the scene tab, we can actually manipulate these settings up in here to realign our scene. So if I click on scene just so we can see the camera as well, and we're working in the camera tracker node, first thing I'm going to do is rotate in the X. So what I'm trying to do is really line up the case and the floor, that right angle. I'm just trying to get that to be a right angle in my scene. Probably about there looks okay. And now I'm going to jump to a front view, and you can see there that we can probably rotate the Z around a little bit. So I'm just trying to get this, in fact that left hand side of the case in that situation is not too bad, and I want to translate it as well. So translation as in move it to where I want it. Just going to go back to a left view now, make sure that is exactly where I want it. Looks to me like that X rotation can come back slightly, probably about there. And you can see there that that problem that I was talking about, where we get a slight curve on the floor, that just means that there's a very good chance that lens distortion isn't exactly as good as it could be.